So I'm going to show you how you should have your wheel set up. I already have a bucket of water here, and you do want your bucket full. Often I see kids filling it just a little bit full, but you do want it pretty full. And that'll be so you can really get your hands in there and clean them off all the way, and you'll get clay all the way up here, and you can dunk your hands all the way in and not worry about it. Okay? So fill it up all the way. I know sometimes it takes a little bit more cleanup, but it'll help you during the throwing process. Also, you will need to get one of these, this black disc, which we call a bat, just like the flying thing. And they go on the little pegs. Then you'll need your ball of clay, which you do want to make sure is in a ball before you start. So smack it into the ball. Now often I just have that ball and I'll go ahead and toss it firmly in the middle. Some potters like to rock it and have a little bit of shape that looks like this. And then they will go ahead and toss it in the center. Okay? There are so many different ways of throwing. And you'll learn that by watching YouTube. YouTube has so many videos out there that you can learn so many different things from. So go ahead, you can rock it, or you can just have it in that nice ball. And then you want to get it right in the center. Tossing it firmly. That's firmly. Taking it and going, that is not firmly. That is way too hard. Now I can't even get it off. Okay. If you do that, you have to take it back to the wedging table and re-wedge it. And clean up your bat. So I have an extra ball of clay over here because I knew I was going to do that. I'm going to toss it firmly in the center. Now you can see it's a little off, so I can just go ahead and push it to the center. And you can tell by the center, you can use the bat pins to help you. Okay? Now when I am throwing, I want to make sure my wheel is set up with my bucket of water, my bat, my clay, and I have a sponge. I also will start with some basic tools, like the 90-degree wooden rib. I like to always have a metal rib with me. This is for forming in the end, so more when you get advanced. And then a wooden trimming tool to clean up your bottoms. Lastly, the other tool you really want is a needle tool. That's really what you need to begin throwing, and then we'll have some other tools later when we learn some more advanced techniques. I'm going to begin centering by having your wheel go at a really decent speed. You can get a good amount of water in it and get your hands around it. Okay? The important part here is how your body is positioned. Notice where my elbows are. They're on my legs. The other important part is that you can see my knees. My knees are lined up with the clay in a direct line with the clay. Knee, clay, knee. Straight line. And then I will have my elbows on my legs, causing almost this triangle. head is directly over the clay, like so. I'm going to lift my head up so it's not in the way for you. But for you, it's going to be a lot easier if you put your head directly over the clay. Now what I'm going to do, once it's not wobbling too much, and in the beginning you might be going like this. That's okay. That's okay. Go ahead, get your elbows grounded, get your head over it, and you'll get control of it. If you can't, call me over and I will help you. Don't feel silly, because that's what everyone does in the beginning. Remember that your wheel is like anything else in life. You want to keep it clean and organized. Okay, so now when we have control of our clay, we have it in this hump. Now what we're going to do is cone it. So you're going to keep your palms across from each other, and they can be here, they can be here, they could be here, but they need to be across. So I'll stop the wheel for a second so you can see. Here, here, or here. Okay? This is across. And you have to have pretty strong armpit muscles to have your arms or your hands like this. And that's what I call 10 and 2. So if you think of this as a clock. I'm sorry, that would make more sense as 6 and 9. Right? Sorry, 3 and 9. But if you go at 10 and 2, it's a little bit easier. So one more time. Let's try that again. 12, 3, 6, and 9. I didn't even do that clock right. Okay, so 9 and 3, if your hands are across from each other. You have to have strong armpit muscles, right? To cone it up. I like to do it that way. So I apparently have strong armpit muscles. If you're a swimmer, you do, or if you've been throwing for a while, you do. But often, in the beginning, it's a lot easier to do, is that your hands are more at 2 and 7. So again, think of a clock. So we have 12 and 6, so you think like 2 and 7 or 2 and 8. Your hands are here. So they're still pushing towards each other. And then at that point, you kind of have to wrap your elbow around here, and this one comes more towards your belly button. So we cone up then, and then what you're going to do is plateau. When you plateau, your outside hand is still staying in the same place, but your left hand, if you're right-handed, it's your left hand, is going to push down on the top, while your right hand stays on the side. It's kind of like basketball. It's your guiding hand. So plateau, you push equal pressure towards the center, and you push up, and it looks like a cone. And then when you plateau, you're pushing down. The right hand stays on the side. The left hand is pushing down on the top. And the right hand stays on the side. And my hands always end back in that cone position on the side. And we're in that hump. Now, you have a lot of information there, but there's a few more things we need to remember. Hi. So don't get frustrated. Where's the camera? Over there. Don't get frustrated.